Yeah. It's the daily, daily, the daily, the daily, daily, go get mism show. You think it ain't winning? You think it won't win it? You think it ain't? We go, well, let's let's get it. Let's get this thing popping right now. Everything is gonna be okay. We do this thing on a hump day. It's Wednesday, and I play the way I want to play. So you know how we gonna have through. We're going to talk about this. What's up? Yeah. Yeah. Is this the daily go show? So today we're going to go show. We're talking about being not quite broke enough to submit. Not quite broke enough to submit. You know, a lot of people believe that because they have a couple of dollars, because they're getting some money, because they all of the things, they figure, well, why should I listen to somebody who doesn't have as much money as me? Or even if they have as much money as me. If I can do what you do, then you should listen to me. I shouldn't listen to you. I shouldn't do what you want me to, and I'm not going to go through. Well, we're going to talk about that tonight. Because there seems to be a difference in the way that men look at having money and the way that women look at having money. And sometimes they're both wrong, and sometimes they may be a little bit right. I'm not sure if either or are 100% one or the other, but we're going to take a look at it tonight because the Daily Go Get It show. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope y'all feel like real men and women should too. Not quite broke enough to submit. One thing I've noticed throughout the years, whenever we talk about the word submission on this show, people start going crazy. I gotta submit. This ain't the Bible. I ain't gotta do what you tell me to, and I ain't liable to go down and not be happy with the love that I found or the money that I got. I'm gonna make my plot in a way that makes me feel good about myself, and you can tell what you want to about my wealth, and we gonna go down the path that we need to. You'll get out of my face. I think you should. See? All right, so not quite broke enough to submit. Now, you have to admit that when people ain't got no money, they be all ears. So you telling me I can get myself up out of this financial rut, huh? We know you may have seen it on such a small level that it had you scratching your head like, this bum ass nigga or this nothing having ass chick was just begging me, borrowing, and all of that a couple of weeks ago. A little while ago, they didn't have nothing, and they was open to everything that you had to offer them, and they would take whatever scraps that you would give them. Now, all of a sudden, this ain't good enough for them. That ain't good enough for them. They ain't got to listen to you. They ain't got to hear what you talking about. You don't have none of the right ideas. When they was broke, everything that you said, they were hanging on every word. Now that they got a couple of dollars, and I mean just a couple of dollars. Now they feeling themselves. They running around here, with their hands raised in the air like they just won a Super Bowl. I don't understand it. What's going on? Not quite broke enough to submit. Do people act like they need to or want to cooperate when they have a couple of dollars? Is that the way it go? Is it? Well, we gonna take a look into it. We gonna get into it and get involved. These puzzle pieces right here, we gonna solve. All right, so let's get this thing popping immediately, son. Immediately. All right, let's get it popping. Urban Therapy with Son 752. With this is daily. The Daily Go Get It show. We do this every single day. Every day it rains. Every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. We break it down, baby. Every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. Every day it rains and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains and the DG will do the same. I am your host, Son 752, aka Omar, with the And if you can't say Omar with the, well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Daily Go Getimism Show, all up in your area. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should also. Tonight on the Daily Go Getimism Show, we talking about not quite broke enough to submit. What y'all know about enough to submit? Practice that in your own life. Have you ever had somebody that was trying to convince you to do something, or trying to paint you into a corner of having to do something, or who was manipulating you, or had an opportunity to listen to you? I can get it myself. Why should I get it from the store? I can get it from somewhere else. Why should I do for yourself? Not quite broke enough to submit. We have probably all been on down times or hard times, to whereas we had to make moves. We had to scrape. We had to struggle. We had to find a way to be able to get ourselves from an area of lower concentration to an area of concentration. While that area of low concentration, we probably listened to all advice that was given. We probably took any scraps that was given to us that people were offering. We probably utilized all of our resources and tried to get even more resources. We probably did everything within our power to try to get a little bit better. Hold on for a minute, y'all. Hold on just a second. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah. We get the way and the attitude of the way that people who have a way for themselves to be financially independent. There is from people financially dependent and who always are needy. Now, that's not to say that one person is better than the other. I'm not here to do that. What I am here to do is to chronicle how sometimes that can get into in the way of our happiness and in the way of our harmony. It really can. You know, when you're dealing with somebody that you really want to be with, and there seems to be an invisible line in the sand because they feel like, or they have been shown that they can do some things without you or in spite of you. Or maybe there's a trust issue going on to whereas they think it would probably be better to get something without you or independent of you, because, you know, there can be examples in our lives where it becomes abundantly clear that if we put our trust in somebody, they're not going to do the right things with it. You know, trust is a hard thing to solidify. It can be a hard thing to submit to, since we're talking about submission. It can be really hard to submit to your own feelings of trust. You know, I think we all want to be with somebody that we think that we can trust, not just love, but trust, because trust takes a lot of submission on our part. It takes a lot of being able to think that you are able to let go and be okay. There's a lot of mental and emotional wrangling that goes along with trust. We may be hurt by our love, but when we get hurt because of our trust, see, when we get hurt by love, we can blame the other person. When we get hurt by trust, we beat ourselves up over that. Like, yo, man, I should never. I knew better. I knew better than to trust somebody like that or to put my trust there. And look what I did to myself. Yeah, I'm mad at them, but I'm more mad at myself. Tell me I'm lying when it comes to trust. Tell me I'm lying. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay, there we go. You know, we beat ourselves up over trust. Other people beat ourselves up over trust. What's going on, T. Carey? Right, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. And Aisha K, thanks for coming on through the day. I hope you're coming through with something to say. And Stacey White, thanks for coming on by. I'm glad you did. And I want to say hi. And Robin Ming, my big sis, doing the thing, something like a queen for a king. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling tonight? I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should. That's how we supposed to do. Not quite broke enough to submit. What do y'all know? What do y'all know about not being quite broke enough to submit? Where are all my I don't need no man type of women? You know what? You can never find them when you need them. When you're talking about them directly, they ain't never there. But when you're trying to talk some positive stuff, some stuff, collective stuff, like, I don't need no man. I got my own money. I got my own house. I have my own career. I have my own kids. I pay my own car note. All that. Some women who have financial position, everything in their lives are based around that. So in a minute, I need a man who can match this. I'm got 7 feet. But we equal in the middle. Like, now listen, I don't want to sound all crazy biased. I don't want to seem all crazy biased, but it does seem like men understand that their money is not going to get them everything, especially when it comes to love. You know, because how many men have been swindled out of their money, you know, failed to get a prenuptial agreement and all of that. You know, they was on top of the world. They was getting all of this cash, and then they fell in love and bypassed the prenuptial agreement and wind up getting taken to the cleaners. How many men has that happened to? I mean, so many. So but men, when men get money, they already understand up front that, first of all, I needed this money to get the woman. So if I expect a higher quality woman, I'm going to need this money anyway. I think that that's a warped sense of thinking, but it's a popular warped sense of thinking. How about that? It's a warped sense of thinking that a lot of people hold. It's the trick mentality, but a lot of men have that trick mentality, and they stand by it, and they'll even tell you that they have more than enough proof that it works that way. They'll tell you, like, don't no woman want no broke man. Theoretically, they don't. Theoretically, but it happens all the time. You know, there are levels to everything. There are levels to being broke. There are levels to being rich. There are levels to being in the middle. Y'all know it. You know what I mean? There's definitely levels to being in the middle. You know, $30,000 a year salary is a lot different than a $90,000 a year salary. They're both under 6 figures. So $125,000 salary is a lot different than an $850,000 a year salary. All of them are still middle class. You got upper middle class, anything under $1 million. Then you have the lower middle class. So figures, it gets crazy. It gets crazy, baby. So our approach to whether we think that it's safe or good to listen to the person that we are with is what comes into question when we are talking about money. Not quite broke enough to submit. How many of y'all have children, cousins, brothers and sisters that act real funny when they got a little bit of money. They get real funny when they got a couple of dollars. It's just like, you know how many of us complain about when such and such don't have no man, they always coming around. They calling you on the phone all day, setting up dates. Yo, we going out, we going this place, we going to take this vacation, blah, 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 blah. When they single, they want to hang all day. Soon as they get a man, you don't hear from them no more. They way too busy. They can't find time. The phone stops ringing. Their whole lives revolve around that man. In an instant, as soon as some man really starts paying her some attention and they start having sex or whatever, all other interaction with the rest of the world stops. As soon as that man kick her to the curb, start cheating on her, giving her problems, back soon as she is able to change her relationship status back to single, here she is back again, like she never left. Hey girl, hey, all right, so we gonna go out here, there, blah, 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 blah. Never even taking into consideration the feelings that you had about her absence and lack of availability when you needed her, but she was wrapped up with her dude. So they coming back like they never left. No apologies, no nothing. Well, you know, I was tied up with blah, blah, blah. You know how I get when no. Same thing with money. It's the same thing with money. With some people, when they got money, they ain't got no time for you. They making moves. They doing this. They jumping on planes, trains, and automobiles. They riding out, rocking out, doing things. Well, when their money is low, they in your pockets. They need a place to stay at your house. They taking whatever scratch they can that you offer them. Not only that, but they are open to all of your suggestions, your advice. They will even do anything that you need them or want them to do because they have money. Because they don't have no money. Honestly, I feel like Donald Trump's whole presidency, his whole administration was built on the fact that he capitalized on his wealth coming into the White House. Everybody knew him for being a billionaire at one point or whatever. And people listen to people who have money. You can love it or hate it, but people are going to listen to what you have to say, and they're going to do what you ask of them if you have some money, and they know. They'll be open to all your suggestions because they figure if they listen to you, first of all, they figure you must be smart if you made a bunch of money. So they figure that it's smart for them to listen to you because you might show them how to make themselves a couple of dollars. It's consistent as hell. It is. Not quite broke enough to submit. I got this shorty and I can't do nothing with her. Is it because she don't like me? Not from what she say. She say that she dig me and all of that, blah, blah, blah. But you can tell that there's a disconnect because she makes more money than me. She has more things than me. And she's very materialistic. Very, very materialistic. So she ain't trying to hear nothing from nobody who don't have what she has. She even puts people down that don't have no money. She's an otherwise nice person. But personally for her, if you ain't got no money and you are of the persuasion, she ain't listening to a whole lot that you have to say. Talk about bring it. Like, I hope you ain't just stopping. Yeah, I like you. You like me. You say that you love me, but I don't. Like, I live in a car. I live in a house with a 3-car garage. You live in a row home. I don't know if we can. I don't know if we built. I don't. I do. I like you. You know. I mean, I dig you. I like your company. I like the things that you're talking about. But I don't know. You know. You kind of want an old school love. You want a woman to cook and clean and all of that. I got a career. I ain't got to be doing all that. You want a woman that's going to put you first. I put God first. I don't really, but I put God first, my kids second, and then, my man can come after that. But he got to have something. What's going on, King? Thanks for coming on through. Appreciate me some you. And also Devotion. What up, Devotion? Not quite broke enough to submit. I'm not broke enough to submit. I ain't trying to hear that crazy shit. So what y'all know? What y'all know about not being broke enough? Not being broke enough to submit. Is your willingness to cooperate, to compromise, is it centered around the dollar signs? I mean, if that's how you get down, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Stacey White says, I have seen chicks that been with guys that had money and guys still didn't do nothing for them. Well, yeah, I let me think. Because that sounds a little odd. If he had money, I'm thinking that he probably used his money to get her in the first place. But you telling me that he used his money, he didn't spend no money on her when he got her? Okay. I imagine it happened in some scenarios. But I have to admit that that's not a common theme. Because dudes who trick normally, they believe in tricking. Like, there's going to be some tricking going on. Carol Chamberlain, mi friend, mi favorita. Thanks for coming on through, man. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. I've known some women who had money who definitely looked out for the cookout. I mean, we even know some famous women who did it. Whitney Houston. Bobby Brown wasn't broke when they got together, but he definitely did a nosedive financially while they was together, and Whitney definitely held him down. She bigged him up, the original king of R&B, and she definitely held him down. I got this. We got enough money for whatever. We can't smoke all my money away. We good. She did it until she couldn't do it no more. Halle Berry, same situation. I mean, Halle Berry can't keep a man to save her life. But one thing is for sure. You don't have to have Halle Berry money in order to have Halle Berry. So we've seen some examples where it wasn't all about being financially equally yoked, anything like that. So I'm not going to say that all women play that. You got what I have in order to have the game. I'm not here to say that. But what I'm trying to do is see if we can get some type of parallel or understand separation between the two. Do women have a harder time in the pockets of street. We know 100% of women or not. We want to see if we can find some type of understanding. Not quite broke enough to submit. Robbie Robin Ming says, my voice is breaking up. My power meter, I can't even see my power meter. So, excuse me. Y'all know when this YouTube thing, there's nothing we can really do about it. Hopefully we don't we're not breaking up to the point where y'all can't hear me at all, or wherever it gets, or if it gets cut off. Because normally it gives me a sign over here. It gives me an alert that says that my signal is messed up, and I'm not getting that. But I know y'all can hear me because we've been on too long without y'all saying that you couldn't. So am I coming through clear for most of y'all, or what's going on? Because I am seeing some crazy fluctuation between people coming in and out or whatever. Make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go Get 'Em Show. We're talking about not quite broke enough to submit. Not quite broke enough to submit. I ain't got to do nothing you say. I ain't trying to hear nothing you say. Stacey White says, you really don't know if you're dealing with a bum. You don't? I don't know. Maybe it depends on what you consider a bum to be. I think love makes us want to take a gamble. Emotion says, the older I get, the more my emotions are attached to my need for security. Most times it is financial security. He wants me to submit with the water bill I'm stressed about. All right, I did get in a that my connection was unstable. All right. Now, devotion. What are we really talking about when you say submit? He wants you to submit. What does that mean? Does he want you to do something that you don't want to do, or that you would otherwise not do if the situation didn't warrant? Because Shirley Show, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. I didn't see you. Yeah, you got you hiding in between comments. I ain't see you. What's up, man? What does submission mean to each individual? What does it mean? Like devotion, for example, what does it mean for you to submit? What does he want you to agree to? What does he want you to let go of that you're holding on to? You know, like, is there something that you're not doing because of whatever reason that he wants you to do? Like, what does submission mean? I mean, because for some men, submission might just mean I need you to stop bitching. You complain about every little thing. You nitpick every little thing. And I'm not saying that that's you. I'm saying that might be what submission means to some men. She doesn't have a problem with domestic duties. She likes to cook. She doesn't mind cleaning. She doesn't, there's no problem with affection. As a matter of fact, I have a problem getting her up off of me. She grabs ankles. I mean, literally grabs ankles. I'm trying to go to work. She like, please, no, Omar, don't go. God. I'll pay your salary for the day. Don't go. So what does he want you to do that you're not doing or not willing to do? Allergies acting stupid right now. Act stupid, allergy. Stacey White says, I don't have no problem with submitting as long as I could trust you. I'm not going to do nothing stupid. Well, see, you might be in a position where your financial position is not in question or not under siege or not. Okay. You know what? A lot of times when people never had anything and then they finally get something, like when, let's say, for example, somebody grew up in the projects, you know, rats and roaches and all of that kind of stuff. More people living in a small apartment than should be living in that apartment, never having access to anything. And then they get a couple of dollars where they can finally travel, where they can finally have things, where they can finally go to the stores and afford to buy whatever they want. They ain't trying to go back to the projects. Yeah, the projects made me. And I go to our annual projects reunion and all of that. But I ain't trying to go back living there. I don't want to go back there. So their fears of being broke are tied to where they came from. It can be that way. It can be that way. I see we have a call on the line. This is a number that I recognize. Caller with the last number is 4605. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. What's going on? What's on your mind this evening?
How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling like a real man should. I knew that number. What's good?
What's crazy? Now, what was the conversation when we talking about never having nothing?
No, not quite broke enough to submit. So we talking about women or men that don't want to submit because they already have their own money. They got their own financial, so they figure that they shouldn't have to listen to, follow behind, or cooperate with somebody because they can financially do whatever they want to on their own. What you know about it?
Well, I think that's a fool because, you know, a fool and his money can always be left alone, you know what I mean? And not having nobody to spend it on or having nobody to share it with is a lonely feeling. I don't care, you could be a billionaire and still be alone. You know what I mean? If you don't have a true person that you depend on and find out if they really for you, then it doesn't work. But then again, just because you got a couple of dollars, you can't control everything. Because at the end of the day, a woman is going to get a woman. And a person is going to get a person. I should just say that. And you can't control a person because you got money or you can just walk away. I know people that's definitely like that, but, you know, they don't want to be alone. So if they don't want to be alone, how can you control the situation, though? You know, you can't say, okay, well, you know, just this way and that way, and I'll call you on this day or that day. You're just supposed to jump out and do what I tell you to do. It don't work like that.
Have you ever seen or known a woman that wasn't afraid to be alone because she had money? Have you ever known a woman that preferred to be alone because she had money? Have you ever known a woman that would rather be alone if she has to do everything herself? You know, like when they say I could do bad by myself. Have you ever known a woman that lived by that creed?
Yeah, I know a couple of women that live by that what you call, you know, could be alone. Like I tell you a true story. A friend of mine, no names, but when he was about to marry her, I told him that this girl was out of her league, and you know, and he didn't believe me, and you know, and I was like, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you telling me because you had that credit like that, but she know how to get that money like that. And I was like, dude, what you think she was doing before you came into the picture? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not telling she was out there selling her body, but she just knew how to get that money. And when she had dreams and ideals, the shit just happened. And you put me in her life. And when you got mad, you threw us out of your establishment. And then you heard rumors that I was hanging with your wife, but you threw me out your establishment. And the one thing she said, you ain't got to worry about it. We going to eat. That's what she said. We going to eat. Don't worry about what he did. We going to eat. So she had her own money. She's the one that could pick up, but she was trying to let somebody in. And they think that they got it, and money is like two different things.
And that prefers to be alone does not fear being alone if her pockets are straight. So I'm talking about a woman whose whole desire system is centered around whether she is getting paid or not. So she like, you want this ass, you got to have the cash. You want this life, you want me to be your wife, you got to have that money. That's it. So you don't be asking me. First of all, don't be trying to take my drawers all the time if you ain't got no money. Don't be trying to move me into your house or move into my house, or if you can't pay my car notes or you can't help out, if you can't match what I have or whatever, or even provide for me more. If you can't keep up with me financially, then yeah, I would rather be by myself. I'm not saying that I'm looking for another man. I'll be myself. I come on now. I've heard women even say, I don't even need sex. I got this little shower thing, and I can take care of myself. I got a drawer full of toys, and we have a ball together. I don't need no man for that. So if you don't have what it takes, if you don't have what it takes to keep a roof over my head, a car for me to drive, my kids' tuition, back to school, Christmas, Easter, Christmas, Easter, I listen to what you say, nigga. You ain't really saying, you can't talk to. Get the kind of money that I have or that I need.
I mean, yeah, they definitely are there, because like if you got it and you're not on a level and you're not in a lane with them, then it's totally out. But then sometimes you can always get a come up. Like it was a question asked the other day: can you deal with a woman that needs more money than you?
Well, yeah, I've dealt with for years, and every woman I dealt with made way more money than me. But that's how I know it doesn't apply to all women. I'm talking about the women that does apply. You know what I mean? Like, right. Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. For a man, you're gonna have to, if we're gonna talk about expecting a woman to submit, you're going to have some kind of way to finesse her. So you're either going to have to be able to bring her in with a couple of dollars, or you're going to be able to have to be able to pipe her right, or you're going to have to do both, maybe a combination. Other than that, you're going to have to do something. You can't expect everything listen, if a man who doesn't even have any dreams can't expect those dreams to be supported. So if you're not looking for anything, if your woman knows that you don't really want nothing out there, whatever, but you expect her to like some women say, I'm not going to give my boyfriend the wife treatment. I'm only going to give my husband the wife treatment. My boyfriend ain't paid for that yet. So they might mean a variety of things. Like, no, I'm not going to be cooking for my man. I give him a meal every now and then. Like maybe if we want to have a little intimate, I don't know, Valentine's Day thing or whatever, his birthday, whatever, I cook him up a nice meal. But I ain't going to be doing that on a regular basis. I'm not going to be making this nigga's lunch and all of that shit. I'm not doing all of that. not going to be washing his clothes on a regular basis. Maybe every now and then, but you're not going to make that my job and all of that for what? He hasn't committed to me fully, and he ain't got it like that. Nigga might not even be piping me right. Like, I have to finish myself off every time I deal with bull. Gotta finish myself off. He get me close. But he, it's like Mount Everest. He climbed Mount Everest, but he ain't reached the top. Like most people don't reach the top.
You crazy. But yeah, I just found myself in a situation like that though. I'll be all honestly though. Somebody that I Facebook stalk. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not a stalker, but I stalk some people, and I just randomly came out and just told her the other day, and I betted something with her, and I told her that my people was gonna say something on her page, so they seen my picture, so I could make a long story short. She was like, well, damn, just say you like me already, so I did. And then she told me she was in a relationship with a person for 3 years, and she just asked me one day, like, are you going to ever ask me to marry? And then Diggin was like, no. And her heartbreak was like really heartbreak because she was giving her the white thing material. And I was like, well, every man don't deserve the white material. You got to do things. So they could do the things and pay your bills and build up the what you call. But if you was looking for more, you should have let that know that you was looking for more from the beginning. Like, if you wanted to be married, you should have said it. But since he had that marriage, got dogged at his first marriage, he didn't want to be married again.
Yeah. I mean,
so she was heartbroken.
See, but there seems to be a difference between the way men handle the situation and the way that women handle this situation. Like, you don't hear too many men talking about I don't need no woman. You know what I mean? A man gonna sound like a straight homo, and he be like, I can cook for myself, I can clean for myself, you know what I mean? And I can jerk off. I don't need no woman. Like, people gonna be looking at him like, what is you talking about? But a woman can say that and get away with it. You know what I'm saying? To me, it sounds ridiculous on both sides because.
But wait, hold on. Hold on, though, dog. So as we get older, because I hit that big 5-0. But as we get older, do you ever watch what you say? Like, because it's different now. Like, everything don't make you make what you like. I understand. Like, yo, to eat with me, you gotta be able to be on my level. If I can't borrow $100 to $50 from you, how can I deal with you? Like, you ever think about that? Like, like just to be on that type of level with that person, because a lot of people they don't think like that. To me, I think now where they're like, yo, you gotta be able to bring something to the table, and sex ain't it. You ever think like that though?
Nope. But it's different. There's a reason I never think like that. Like I said, most of the times in the last 10 years, women that I dealt with, they made more money. So I know that women don't always base their love, affection, and the things that they'll do for a man strictly on finances. That's not the way it goes all the time. But I'll say this. And this is going to sound crazy to y'all, but being able to borrow some money from your woman is something that I think every man should be able to do. Every man. If your woman is unwilling to hold you down when you're going through a hardship, or when you're trying to make a move that's going to get you in a higher place than where you are right now, then she's unwilling to not just struggle with you, but she's unwilling to grow and build with you. So I don't think that that's somebody that you should put your eggs in the basket with. However, like I said, any man should be able to expect their woman to lend them a couple of dollars, but only a superior man will be able to steal $150 from their woman and be all right, like, baby, you ain't have to steal from me. You know, I got you. So there are levels to this thing. You know what I mean? Now, if I can't steal $300 from you and be like, well, you know, like we all steal every now and then. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you know, some men can't wake their woman up, you know, with a little D, you know, like tap on her butt. You know what I'm saying? Some men can't do that. You know, she'd be like, yo, I gotta go to work in the morning. I'm like, well, women who gotta go to work in the morning shouldn't sleep with no panties on. But it is what it is. But anyway, no, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, if you down with a person, you're down with them, and if you're not, you're not, and it's going to show. It's going to come out in a lot of the worst ways. So it all of the level of love and respect that somebody has for you will be revealed. But if it's revealed up front and how much money you have or how much you will offer, you know what I'm saying? You can ignore what that is or without, but it's going to come to bite you in the ass. So women is basically not going to be agreeable to a man who can't take care of me, but I will be. And you know, I got to be careful with saying it because it's not like they are going to be agreeable to every man who can take care of them or who has more than them. It doesn't mean people who submit, and those who don't. You can pretend like, all right, I'll do this when you do that and all of that. But that's just like at work. Ain't no boss going to let you tell them, well, I'll do more work and I'll be more dedicated and I'll be a better employee if you give me a raise. Your boss is going to be like, well, you know what? You need to quit this job now. As a matter of fact, we need to start making termination arrangements for you, because the way it works is that first you put in the work, you make us notice that you will do more for less, and then we'll pay you more. But it's always going to be unbalanced. You're never going to get paid your worth around here. Of course, it's an unwritten rule, but it's consistent. But you're not going to tell me that yeah, I can't do overtime, I can't stay late, I can't be more of a team player, I can't go over and above unless you pay me more. Yeah, you can silently practice that, but you can't verbalize it. Because if you verbalize it, you're going to be up out of here. We can replace you with somebody who's more trainable and who's more willing and able, who has a greater upside. Somebody who understands who signs the checks and who collects them. There's a difference. The check writer runs shit around here, not the check collector.
All right. So the check writer. So let me ask you something. What's the most you ever spent taking your girl out to dinner? And don't say $5.99 on the buffet. I know you.
Wait a minute, say that again.
What's the most you ever spent on taking the girl out to dinner? Let's talk about your main girl.
Like 300.
All right, so it's from 300, right?
But this was in 1998. So you know what I mean? So that was way more, it was more money back then. You know what I'm saying? That was a grip at the time.
I know where you went to 300.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, when you spend, so how much you think they're supposed to spend on you when they took you out of it? So if they can't drop that serious 300 like you did, or drop a little bit less or a little bit more, you think that's right or wrong?
I don't know. You know what? Whenever women have taken me out, they never. I ain't gonna lie, man. They are more willing. They spend more than I would. You know what I mean? I be having a silent cap on my shit. Women, I think they kind of know. you know what it is? I think they kind of know whether you're the type that's going to get greedy on them or whether you're the type that, you know, is going to be more reasonable. But they've never been like, you know, when they more than likely they picked the restaurant, so they already knew it was overpriced or whatever. They, you know, they like the ambiance, and they like, women seem to like to pay more for the overhead and all of that kind of stuff. Men, we'd be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Listen, we can hit the buffet at the casino. You know what I mean? We can listen, we going to AC, we can hit the buffet at the casino, you know, with Wild Wild West. They'd be like, nah, we're not doing that. So if they treating, they normally already have the money to treat. They don't be messing around. At least that's my experience.
Well,
you know, so I don't know.
I mean, that's a good experience, but that's a good experience though when you look at it. But when you dealing with somebody gotta be on your level, no matter how when it's like if they don't eat red meat, so it's only seafood. So seafood high as shit right now. So you can go drop $200-$300 on some seafood, and then when you drop back to it, and then it's like, all right, well, she's like, well, let's go out, and then you're like, all right, well, we're gonna go to Chick-fil-A.
Right.
I can take me no Chick-fil-A. You know what I mean? Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I dropped $300. You gonna try to tell me you gonna drop a whole $20 at Chick-fil-A? Like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And you don't even eat chicken. So if you get the fish sandwich. But
yeah, real shit.
The more what I'm saying is, you know, when I deal with somebody, if you drop $200, I'm gonna give you $200. I mean, whatever you spend, I'm gonna give it back to you. I just want to see if you're gonna spend it. I need to see if you really gonna boss up and put that money out there like it's supposed to be out there. They're the ones that you deal with. Because if they really want to really put that money out there like that, you can't deal with them.
Yeah, if your woman is on her shit like I'll never spend no money on a man, or I'll never take him out, whatever. I honestly, that's not a woman that you would probably have a better time with is the woman who would say, listen, if you ain't got it, we still got it. Same way I would expect us to still have it. If I ain't have it, you got it. One of, you know, balance of nature, where one area has to fill up on another area. We got to get it to, we got to give it even ground. We got to get it to some type of balance. It's not equality, but it's a balance. You know, there's a difference. A balance is more like, see, equality is when whatever you have, I have. A balance is we both have what we want. I don't have to have what you have as long as I have what I need and what I want, and I can give you what you need and what you want. That's balance. We get balance and equality all messed up. You know, politicians got us talking about equality. Nah, we don't need that. We need balance. Balance it out, baby. We need get somebody. You know, we talking about not being broke enough to submit. You have enough to balance. You know what I mean? You might be able to balance somebody out without having money. I did some things that money can't buy. I need the love. I need to be able to trust you. I need your affection. I need your faith. I need to know that I'm going to be safe when you're around. I can't be standing on chairs because I saw a mouse, and then you looking for a chair to get on too. I need something better than that. I need to feel protected. I need respect. I need protection. I need love. I need affection. I need some things that money ain't going to cut the mustard with. You know, I need to be able to know that I can be satisfied with you.
So all that, let me ask you a question. If you ain't had no woman, are you getting? If you ain't had no woman and you was just working out, are you scared to date yourself? And let me say that the right way. So take yourself out. Go out to dinner. Take yourself out to dinner. Have a couple of drinks, or just you by yourself.
Oh, I mean, I spend enough time by my. No, I ain't scared to date myself, but fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? Because after a date, I want some ass. So yeah, I'm scared to date myself because I ain't gonna fuck myself after the date.
I hate you. I just want to let you know that I really hate you. And when I say hate, I mean love, but I really hate you. You know what I mean? You always keep a smile and make me laugh, but I still hate you. I like you as my brother.
I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
What you do? I mean, you do get the marriage, though. Don't you gotta, don't go say you blessed and see Tom Mary. You got Tom Mary.
No, I don't like that bitch. I don't like that bitch. That 5 finger, she ain't about shit. She ain't about shit. She make me mad. You know what I mean? Yeah, she there for me all the time, but that's just like allergy. She there all the fucking time. It's the wrong time. You know what I mean? Listen, man, we gotta get up out of here. We gotta get up out. But listen, you was a breath of fresh air. I appreciate you calling in tonight. I'ma holler at you.
Oh man, ain't nothing but much love, man. Much love, man. Holler at you.
Without a doubt.
All right.
All right.
All right, dog.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
That was fresh. That was fresh. All right. So let's do these birthday shout outs. Y'all got me doing some serious OT today, but I came in 15 minutes late. So I mean, what can I say? All right, let's do it. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on the glorious August 17th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box, Dana Cohen, turning 36 years old today, and also Sonia Rivas, turning 42 years old today. And Candace Haynes, turning 38 years old today, and she's raising money for SPC Matthew Pauline Memorial Fund. And so Yanni, happy to you, and girl, go get a Claudia Spillman, and Joanne H. Cena, turning 62 years old today, and Luis Richardson, turning 58 years old today, and Joaquina Jones, 1 year old today, and Cortez Riley, happy birthday to you, and Sonia Acevedo, turning 39 years old today, and Naja Roan Dennis, turning 45 years old today, and last but not least, go get him, my brother, Brooklyn brother, Sham Jones. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. But first of all, I hope that today finds you a good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all and anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious August 17th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, listen. Not enough, not quite enough, not quite broke enough to submit. Listen, if money is the thing that's keeping you from uniting, from building, from loving, from feeling, from doing, then it's always going to be an issue in your relationship, even when you decide that somebody has enough to submit. You know, our value systems are what they are, but our feelings in our heart are what drive us. Now, if money can drive your heart, well, there are limitations to that. Nobody wants to get hurt. Nobody wants to put themselves in a position to look bad or to be humiliated or to get played. But one thing is for sure, money is something that we all make and lose. It goes away again. The more we come up in times when we really thought we was going down. But those feelings of love and affection, those feelings of unification that are solidified is really hard to get. And it's something that money can't buy and it can't be bargained with. If somebody really loves you anyway, they're going to make sure that you get what you need. Financially or anything else in Lee. I want to thank y'all for coming through, man. I hope y'all enjoyed listening to the show as much as I enjoyed broadcasting it. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all and love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night for another Daily Go Get It show. I want y'all to be careful while you're out there. Yeah. All right. All right. So let's get on about it here. All right. And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobers. Peace, y'all.